me this.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After a week off, Box3 Motorsports Recovery Drive has returned. We've taken a week off. Myself, joined by Mr. B. Fife, right there to the side. Welcome into him. And not to be left out, we may have Adam Willie and we have Ridian Lloyd Davis joining us this week. Thank you to those two. It is very much appreciated. They are here to discuss. I'm actually curious tonight about a few things. The main one being Valencia, because we just had that race. We skipped this past Sunday. We had a race the week prior. And we're going to talk about Imola coming up. But I want to talk to you guys up front. And I know it's weird to jump into it and get on it right away. But Valencia, and the reason I want to jump on this so hard is because, you know what? You guys, this is the first league race with this track, right? It's brand new. Fife, we're going to talk a little bit here in a minute about Xbox and the 1.9 update and everything, but this is the first league race at Valencia. How did you all feel about it in general? Not about our race specifically. How do you feel about the track? How do you feel about how your specific car performed, etc. about Valencia? Let's get right to it.
I mean, I thought the Ferrari felt pretty nice, even in the rain.
It wasn't. It was a rain race. I forgot. Yeah, it was a rain race this past week. So fun time.
I mean, I too many complaints about it.
All right, Fife. Yeah, what about you?
I enjoy racing in the rain, and so it's interesting doing a new track in the rain as opposed to knowing it really well in the dry and then doing a race in the rain. So I kind of learned it in the rain. But yeah, the Lambo felt great, and my race was really a fight with Anderson for the lead of the overall race. And yeah, just two Lambos going at it. That car was like on a knife edge, but on a predictable knife edge the whole time. It was a lot of fun.
Gotcha. Davis, did you race this past, or did you race at Valencia?
No, I've been I've withdrawn from the season for the time being, but
gotcha. Okay.
I have driven a lot at Valencia. I've been training myself up to drive the Mercedes for the next season, and it's a wonderful track. It's I don't know how to explain it, but it flows so nicely, and you need to sort of understand the track to be quick around it. Like there's certain places where you can take the curb, and there's certain places like you take none of the curb or your lap is invalidated. So it's been a really nice challenge to learn a track I've never driven on before.
Okay, and honestly, that's what I was curious about. This track just being dropped into ACC within what, a month and a half. First league race at this track. How did you guys feel about track limits? We didn't see a lot of penalties. And talking to Phil, again, Phil Milwee, my partner in crime on race coverage, who is a fantastic commentator, really felt like there might have been some issues with track limits due to how Valencia can be a little weird in where you can, to what Davis said about taking curbs, about not taking curbs, right? You have to kind of learn those places. Did you guys ever feel, Fife, let me ask you, did you get any warnings during the race? Adam, did you get any warnings during the race, right? Like what happened there?
I can't remember if I did. If I did, it must have only been one, because I don't remember that being a factor in my race. Okay. I think the rain probably helped that, because if you did run off wide, you were having to basically be completely off the gas. Otherwise, you were just going to spin on all of, the green painted surfaces. So I feel like in the dry, it probably would have been more of a factor in people's races.
Adam, how about you?
It might be my memory, or I just didn't have any, but I don't remember a whole lot of track cuts or off, any instances where I had an issue with them.
Okay.
But I'm completely wrong.
Okay, so neither of you guys pulled a penalty, right? And again, watching the race from Phil and I's perspective, I want to say maybe one drive-through of both from both races. There were not a ton of drive-throughs, so I was given what Phil had said about that, and the man knows his tracks, right? He knows what to look out for. I mean, Phil is really great. He's a fantastic numbers guy. He knows these tracks. He knows how to look at them and see those things. So I was very surprised we didn't see more penalties than we did, but that's a good thing, right? We don't want a ton of penalties. What did you guys feel about the race in general, specifically about and Fife? I know how you felt. You took first in class. Nobody wants to hear it. But how did you guys feel about your races overall? In the rain, did you feel like we were calmer this week? Drivers were a little calmer. Things played a little easier. How did the overall race go?
Well, my overall race went phenomenal, considering what had happened at the beginning of the race.
Okay.
I qualified 15th, 16th, and had clicked off to get up the stream and whatnot, and came back and forgot to put my force feedback back. And I tried to get that going again and just couldn't get back up to my spot, so I had to start from the pits. And ultimately, I ended the race overall P9.
Okay.
Starting. So.
And in class 5th, so nothing to complain about,
no,
right?
Was it fifth? No, it wasn't 5th in class, was it?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm looking at the overall standings. I apologize. Let me go to the results.
Wow, way to give it away.
What's that?
I said, way to give it away.
I know, a little bit. That's fine. Listen, it's been a week. I'm not. Yeah,
We're still getting back in the groove here.
Yeah, we are getting back in the groove. And plus, again, I'm on vacation, so
yeah,
it's been a little busy since about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. But you finished P8. You can't. I mean, if you had to start from the pits and you finished 8th, can you really complain about that finish? Right?
I also said to myself and whoever I was talking to that this week I just didn't care. I'm just gonna drive how I want, take it easy, not push super hard. And I eventually got up to Blue, and me and Blue had an amazing battle. I really did. And then we both came into the pits, and he didn't click wet tires, and
yep.
Oh,
yeah, Blue hammered himself this week. Now I will say,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was not the only driver to do that. There was another, I forget who it was. There was somebody else in the Pro and Silver race that did the same thing. They chose to go back into the pits and put those wet tires on, right? But Blue did not. Blue stayed out the whole time, right?
Wow.
Yeah, he stayed out the whole time on the dries. So
I don't
believe the issue is the game. When you start on wets, it unchecks the change tires box.
Yep.
On your pit strategy. So if you don't notice the little, depending on how much HUD you have on, if you don't notice the little, in red change tires at the bottom, if you don't turn that back on, it's going to throw you onto, or it's just not going to change your tires. So you'll go out on the same set and it won't clear your pit stop. So I think that happened to a few people.
Yeah, I think too, that again, like Blue, he changed tires, but for some reason was set to the dries on the tire dries. And so he ended up on Blues. Sorry, Adam. You keep breaking up, Adam. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
For Blue, I think he did really well. He didn't lose too many positions, even on the dries.
Mm-hmm.
But he was losing his pace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We watched him just getting passed up one after another. Like it was pretty apparent something was off with that car, right? Like, yeah, 100%. And again, as I said, though, there was somebody else in the Pro Silver race. I think Blue actually performed better in his race because he stayed out. He lost position, but he stayed out. In the Pro and Silver race, somebody else made the same mistake, decided to go back into the pits to change tires, and lost a lot more than Blue did. So it's kind of, it's a little rough.
I mean, from what I'm looking at, he only lost 2 positions in class because of that. Otherwise, he would have finished either right ahead of me or right behind me.
Okay. Gotcha. The rain played havoc with some people. Alex is in the chat saying his race was poopy, and he didn't have a good race. So,
I got to race against Alex a little bit, and it was fun.
Well, here's the question I want to ask. Fife, we have a great opportunity to talk to you about this. So, Phil and I talked about it during the race. For a good portion of the race at Valencia, you led this race as a silver driver in the same race with pro drivers. You were beating out Anderson and all these guys that race pro class, right? For a good number of laps, you held P1.
Mm-hmm.
You got passed up. Anderson comes out ahead, right? As a pro driver, we kind of expect that. But at the same time, did you feel like you had to chase him down? Phil and I talk about this every week where we say, hey, these guys are different classes. This person should just let this one around because there's no need to fight for this position because there's no class stakes here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You guys had a great battle throughout throughout that race. Did you feel the need to defend that position? Was it a pride thing? What goes through your mind during that time?
Oh, it's
that's what I'm trying to understand. Okay.
Yeah, it's pure ego. And what happened, what made it a little frustrating for me was I pulled out a decent lead because I just got a really good start into turn 1, And so Anderson and Gray were battling for second. So I had no one around me, so I was able to pull out a decent lead. And then I ended up getting caught behind a back marker for a few laps. And so that allowed, the whole pack to crowd back up.
Okay.
And so it was already like, oh, I thought I had this in the bag. It's gone. But yeah, it's a balancing act when they're in another class, because it's like I don't want to just let him pass and take the overall win. If it was for a different position, it probably wouldn't be the same way. But so my thing was just to, race hard, but not, do anything like risky, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I drove cleaner than I normally would, and wasn't going to try to do any, dive bomb passes on the inside in the rain or anything like that.
Okay.
Because if we touched and both spun out, like I'd feel awful for him and for me. So if second place overall is better than both of us crashing out and losing points that way. So
I got you. And that's kind of what, like I said, Phil and I talk about it every week. Like, why are these guys battling? They're not in the same class. And that you kind of gave the answer that I expected was it's an ego thing, right? Like, especially you're punching up. You're going to make sure. And at the same time, Anderson is trying to make sure that I don't want to say this in a derogatory way, because I don't mean it to be derogatory, but a lower class driver, he doesn't want that person to win, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? So I get it. It's this ego thing between the two of you, but great to see it. I mean, look, you guys had a great battle, kept it very clean throughout that entire race. And that's the part we look for, is how clean does this race stay? And even though you guys are not in the same class, the fact that you battled it out, I think is fantastic. So great race.
And the other thing, strategy side too, is it's just nice to have another car as a buffer between you and anyone else coming up behind. Because I know for a while there was a silver driver in third. So if I could keep Anderson behind me, that was another person that guy had to pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just, I wasn't going to ever block Anderson or anything like that. But while we had similar pace, I was not going to let him pass if I could help it.
Awesome. And he is in the chat right now. Said he crossed the line with 0.1 liter of fuel left. So you really must have put it to him a little bit.
Yeah, he tricked me. I thought I was gaining on him, and it was just off of like pure skill, but it turns out he was fuel saving the last few laps, he said.
Scamming you up. What a guy. All right, let's talk about standings before we get into next week's race, or I'm sorry, this Sunday's race. It's coming up in just 4 days. AM class, Michael Zwanenberg continues to lead this season. Chris Finlay, John Rulin in the top 3. Bruce Hopkins and Josh Butler round out the top 5 for the AM class. Bosworth missed a race, but is in P6 right now. David Collins, Alex Martin, Frank Reynolds, and Jester Flume. Frank Reynolds still in the top 10, even with a DNS and a pit start during the last race. So doing okay. Jester Flume right there in P10. Let's move up to Pro-Am class. Talk about results or standings. I'm sorry, Adam, go ahead.
I don't think Reynolds had a pit start last week. It was just a quali ban.
That's right. You're right. Quali ban. I apologize. You're right. 100% quali ban. Started from the back. He had to be bumped back after he set a good lap during qualification. Ended up having to have that removed and bumped back. So you're right. Let's talk about Pro-Am standings. Ivan Zolotarov is winning right now with 2 P1s and a P2. Gonna be hard to beat. Bob Charlton in second, Steven Music in third, Edward Walsh, Adam Willie, there he is in fifth right now. Adam, where do you want to get to? Because there's not a lot of points between you and P1, man. 176 to 197. That's not a lot of points. Where do you want to end this season, knowing what races are coming?
I want to end on the podium.
Okay.
The podium for me is more doable than trying to kick Ivan out, because he's doing a great job, especially in the last. I'm not saying Bob Charlton, Music, or Walsh is doing a terrible job, but I think that I can try and squeeze up some more points and at least get into second or third.
Gotcha. All right. Very good. And again, the points are there. Imola coming up. We got a few more races left this season. Should be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at the top 10. Robert Hepburn, Kenny O'Connor, Tristan Yonendike, DJ Stevens, and Steven Tomazik round out your top 10. Your boy Blue sitting in P11 right now, cannot crack the top 10 yet. Let's go Blue in the BMW M4. He might be able to get himself there before the end of the season. And let's move on to Fife. Fife leading the silver class right now with 2 first-place finishes, a podium there on round 3. John Gray, Jace Wright, Lewis Ricard, Terry Driscoll in the top 5. So, Fife, who's your competition? Who do you see as the person that pushes you a little harder each race in class?
Definitely Gray. I think he was a victim of the wet tire or the pit strategy, not changing tires.
Okay.
Thing. Because he pace wise, there was a point where he was reeling me and Anderson in very quickly. He qualified right up there with me. I think he actually qualified ahead of me. I think I started 3rd. He started 2nd. So I definitely say him. We're usually neck and neck. He has a lot of pace in the race too, which I usually feel like is my strong suit, and he has it a little more than me. So it makes it very interesting. Very interesting.
Excellent. It's good to see you have some competition up there in your inaugural season on the PC side. Great to see you jumping up. Drew Borakovsky, Vadik, I do not say that last name. I never do. Mike Burkhoff, Miko Lepola, and Rob Kesar round out the top 10. Kesar doing well this season. He missed the last race, but I'd like to see him pull up a little higher. He's doing well so far, though. And let's talk about the GT3 pros. Anthony Anderson with 2 first-place finishes in a row. Who's going to smack this guy back? Because I know he's watching right now, right? And he wouldn't join us tonight because I want to talk to him about this race. I need someone to take Anderson out of the competition here.
Well, judging by the performance in Valencia, I think the person who's going to be knocking Anderson off his podium will be Fife here.
Yeah, but they're not in class. Fife can't take him out.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Hey, one missed breaking point. I can make it happen. It might not be clean, but I can make it happen.
I'm sure Charlie Booth will thank you for that.
Right?
Yeah. I gotta make it look just enough like an accident.
To not get caught. And really, 1 penalty. Yeah, your season can survive that, right? You'll be fine. Charlie Booth in 2nd. I'll tell you the one I do like to see, and not just because he drives the Audi, is Tobias Gable. Fife, I think you and I both, coming from a previous league that we were both in, watched. Tobias was on Xbox racing for a long time, moved over to PC, and through the seasons at Box3 has moved up from through various classes, and now is sitting on a podium spot in pro class. Like, this is a guy who consistently improves. It's not this giant jump, right? You don't see him go from AM to silver to pro in 1 season or 2 seasons or what have you, but it's just this consistent step by step by step. And I love seeing Tobias sit in P3 right now. Guy has done a lot of work.
P3 with a 11th and a 9th.
Exactly.
In the middle, and he's still holding on to 3rd. That's impressive.
It is. It is. And I think those, the 11th and the 9th are probably times that he got caught up in incidents or what have you. But if you look at his consistency where he can just drive, P3, P2, he's sitting on podium for 2 races. I love watching Gable race. He is one of my favorites. He really is. The man is a machine. He is the bot of Box3. And does a fantastic job. Davis knows. He will call him out.
The amount of knowledge he has
it's
for
insane.
Like tuning and the game in general. Like, I'm quick at driving, and that's about it. I'm like setups, I'm not good with, all that kind of. And he's just like so well rounded at everything regarding the game.
And every corner of every track on the entire planet.
Yep.
He's our very own Jarno Trolley.
I'm pretty sure he might be an AI that we're not aware of. He might be.
Does he design liveries too?
Yeah, he does. He does delivery.
Yeah, of course he does.
Anybody needs a livery, hit up TG. He will 100% take care of you. But no, I'm pretty sure he might be Chat GPT.
Yeah. Rumor has it his surname is not Gable, but GPT.
Yeah, exactly. That's his last name. Christoph Arts, Dimitri Athwal round out the top 5. Jarrett Skinner, Tom Foose, Retro Coffin. The mullet could not join us tonight. We have decided, Phil and I have decided on stream that Retro does not actually drive the car. the mullet, the hair drives the car. And that is what is going to carry through for the rest of the season. Timothy Glendinning and Francesco Mendel, who has missed the last 2 races and hopefully will come back in top 10 for pro. So there are your current standings for this season. So Fife, let me ask you, actually, I'm sorry, I already asked you. Let me go back to Pro-Am. I wanted to ask Adam real quick. Adam, I know you said you want to get it on the podium. What's your blocker there, if you're available? Because I see you're muted right now. Adam is not available. Okay, so we're going to move on. Oh, there he is. Adam, I know you said you wanted to make podium for Pro-Am this season, right? Who's your blocker? Who do you see getting in the way of that in class?
Oh, probably Bob Charlton.
Okay.
And maybe Walsh.
Walsh, you said? Edward Walsh?
Potentially.
Okay. Now, why? Due to pure pace, faster qual? What's going to keep you from getting up there and into there?
Probably consistent.
Okay. Consistency. That's the thing. I have none, so I can't comment on it. Just to everybody watching, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm on vacation this week. I've been day drinking since about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So that's why you might hear me slurring a little and whatnot. And Fife is drinking screwdrivers, apparently. So we got that going. All right, let's talk about real quick, because Matt is not here this week, as Fife said earlier. Fife, let's talk about Xbox. I know we've got a casual season going on right now. They just kind of kicked that off. We're trying to line up the PC and the Xbox seasons. What's going on for the summer? It's a multi-class season running for Xbox, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's I believe it's 7 races. Yeah, 7 races. GT3, GT4, different. It's called the Super Sprint series. So there's different formats of sprints. Normal race length with a pit stop, and then some that are 30-minute races with no pit stop. And then you'll love the last race is going to be an hour at Mount Panorama.
Oh, let's go.
God.
Let's go.
That will be, I know Matt said he doesn't think he'll be able to stream all the races, but that's one that I think he'll definitely make time for. That'll be very interesting.
So. I hope so. Mount Panorama is always a blast. Now, hold on. I got to stop real quick before we talk any more about this. John Tracy in chat says he has a big question. He's welcome to ask it. I'm watching chat. Go ahead and ask that question, John. Trackalicious, welcome in. Thank you so much. And Fife. Jesus. I told you guys I've been drinking since 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's now 8:30, so let's go. Fife, what about the big news? 1.9 is landing for Xbox on what date, and what all does it bring to the Xbox side?
Yeah, so it's coming next week, the 27th, which is a Tuesday, it looks like. So that'll be the new 1.9 physics that PC just got, and as well as the Ferrari 296, the Lambo Evo 2, and the new 992 Porsche GT3. I think those are the paid cars.
Okay.
And then it includes the update to the AMG, and it'll include the new McLaren. Can't remember if they're calling it the Evo 2 or what they're calling that one, but those two will be free and included. And then it'll also include Valencia, the new track.
Awesome. And
so, yeah.
What date was that again?
The 27th, so next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Okay, so and can we expect? Now I know again we're talking about lining up the PC and the Xbox seasons a little bit, but can we expect maybe Valencia is definitely going to hit the Xbox season?
It'll hit next season. Yeah, we talked about it. I think we'll just pick. I think Matt said there was one track that PC ran or is going to be running next season, probably that Xbox just ran in their season, and there'll be 1 week where the tracks Xbox is just doing Valencia while PC does something else.
Gotcha.
But other than that, we'll try to match it.
Awesome. Rock on. Well, it's and Fife, I think you and I talked about a little bit about this before we got started tonight. It's great to see. This is really the fastest, as you said, you were the one that made the comment. This is kind of the fastest turnaround they've had from doing a major update on PC and moving it to console like what's it been, a month?
Oh yeah,
maybe a month, like 5 weeks,
yeah,
something
almost
like that.
maybe almost 2 months.
Yeah,
I think the longest it's been possibly is like 2 months. And normally when they announce an update's coming, it's like, oh, it's April now, it's coming summer of 2023. They always announce
Yep.
it far ahead. And this one's just like, oh hey, by the way, next week, brand new physics and cars and a track.
Yep.
So that's
100%.
pretty sweet.
No, it is pretty sweet. I think it's wonderful for the Xbox guys. Matt, you yourself, Matt and Max Charb in chat, Max Charb on the Discord. You guys have done a fantastic job with Xbox. I mention it regularly, but it's seriously, I think our Xbox League is huge. We typically have over 20 drivers every week. I think we're doing really well with that, given there's a limit of 30 drivers, per server. The fact that we're pulling 20 plus every week, I think is just phenomenal. And I hope we keep building that and keep expanding it as much as we can. If we have to get to the point of 2 servers, I'm happy to do that. So excellent. So guys, and let's talk a little bit about the upcoming race this Sunday at Imola. It's an endurance race. It's going to be a little bit longer. I'm not necessarily happy about that, because I got to tell you, oh my God, they're long. They're so long to sit and cover for Phil and I with no break. But 60-minute race for AM and Pro Am, 90 minutes for Pro and Silver. What are the thoughts on Imola? Let's start with Adam. I want to start with you. What are your hopes for Imola? How comfortable with the track are you? I personally like the track a lot. There's a few wonky spots I don't necessarily enjoy with the Audi, because I'm an Audi main. But what about yourself? Are you ready for Imola? Are you ready to rock and roll on this track this Sunday?
I am. This is the one that I'm looking forward to out of the last couple of races.
Okay.
I am probably going to try and look for a podium, we'll say.
Let's go. All right.
Overall. But I also don't know what everybody else is running, so. Am I right?
All right, let's go. What about you, Fife? Davis, I would ask you, you know what? Let's stop. I'm going to go to Davis, because Davis, you're not racing. Well, no, you're here. You're joining us all the way from Wales. I know it's late from you. I want to hear from you, but you're not racing this season, so it makes it hard. So give me your general thoughts on Imola. Is this one of your favorite tracks, least favorite tracks? What do you feel about it?
Imola is one of my favorite tracks. It really is. It used to be a real challenge to get right, because the cars didn't like curbs. Like they couldn't take curbs for shit in 1.8. Which is why 1.9 is going to make Imola very, very interesting, because some cars, especially the Mercedes, I found, takes curbs like ridiculously well. Like you wouldn't even think there's a sausage curb there; it just glides over it. So I think people are going to need to relearn Imola and find out where they can take just a little bit more curb and find a little bit more track in certain places, especially that horrible chicane at the top of the hill. I don't know the name of the corner. That's going to cause a lot less issues for people this time around, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I should go with 1.9 now. I should probably take the Audi out and see if it can handle the chicane curves?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, could you handle the chicane, Olsen? That's the real question.
Here's the thing. I've driven the Mercedes around Imola. I've driven the Audi around Imola. With the Mercedes, yes, I can. Even prior to 1.9, because I haven't driven since 1.9 came out. It's sitting back there. It's summertime. I'm sitting outside. Yes, with the Mercedes, I felt like I could go through the chicane and take full sausage curbs. It didn't matter. That thing just ate them up. It didn't give it gave zero shits. With the Audi, not so much. So what I'm saying, that's what I'm asking Davis is like, do you think with 1.9 I should give it a shot and go in there and see what happens?
I agree. I know, yeah, thinking about it, the Mercedes was a bad example. Sorry, I've been drinking as well. It's a very drunk experience all around you.
Box 3 after dark. We're going to open it up. Let's go.
Okay, better example. When the update rolled around, I took the Ferrari 488 to Imola, and everybody knows that car, knows that thing could not take curbs. And it felt really good at Imola. Like it could actually take the curve. So yeah, I definitely recommend going back to Imola with the Audi and just trying it out because I think you'd enjoy it more.
All right. Sounds good. We'll have to go check it out. Huff, I would love to give you an onboard of Ando, but he is not. So 2 things. 1, Anderson is not here. Number 2, my OBS got blown out this week, so I had to rebuild everything from scratch real quick before the show. And so I can't even do full screen on Fife right now. I'm like, I could, but it's going to be really, really weird. And you're going to get to see the sausage made. And I don't know if anybody wants to see that. So, Fife, what about you? What's that, Adam?
So, you know how we were talking about the haptic rig that somebody will get at the end of the season, right?
Yes.
And we joke about how skinny Anderson is and it'll break him.
Yep.
He is not as small as you think.
Oh,
wow.
That's fighting words.
Hold on. Not huge, but he's not like a twig. Because I actually did get to meet up with him a couple weeks ago.
I saw that. You guys got together and were able to hang out?
Yeah. Good times.
Nice.
100%. That's awesome. Let's talk about that for a minute real quick. I do want to bring it up because I think we should. Next Level Racing providing an HF8 haptic feedback system to one lucky participant in this season, and SimTrack USA providing a custom dashboard. I'm gonna do this real quick here if I can, if it won't let me. Here we go. I'm gonna dump these into the chat real quick so folks have them, because I know Huff is in class and busy, so I will do this my real quick self while we are talking. Somebody gets to see the sausage made. That's okay. But our 2 sponsors this season, Next Level Racing, SimTrack USA. You guys go look at these dashboards, because seriously, the dashboard from SimTrack looks fantastic. It's something I would love to have. I use a phone for a dashboard with SimHub, but that thing looks really nice. And this Next Level Racing HF8 haptic feedback, listen, I'm not pimping for these guys. I'm simply saying I want to try it. I can't say that it's good because I've never used it. I would love to just test it in the rig, because people talk about motion rigs and all these things. Like, they would be fantastic, of course, but that's a ton of cash, etc. I'd love to try this haptic thing and see, just how it feels. I don't know. Seems like it'd be a lot of fun. But there are rules, and the drivers should understand that. You have to drive at least 5 races. You got to finish 5 races in order to participate. Okay? It's all about participation. Every finish gives you 1 entry to the giveaway. If you finish first, you get extra entry. Go read the rules on SimGrid. I'm not going to go through them right now. I'm way too tipsy to do that, and I will definitely screw it up. Fife's laughing at me. It's funny. You guys can watch him do that. But seriously, go read the rules. And the last race of the season, which I have to say is another one of my favorites. Let's talk about it real quick. Coming up, we only have 3 races left. So we have Imola coming up this week on Sunday. It's an endurance race. Race 6 takes place on July 9th. So there's a little bit. Let me just check my math here. Oh my God. See, this is why this is why my computer's broken. I don't like it. So Imola is on the 25th. We skip July 2nd for the July 4th weekend. We come back on July 9th for Hungaroring. It's a sprint race, 45 and 60 minutes respectively for the 2 races. And then we end the season on July 16th at Spa-Frankenchips for my man DT Bubs. That's how it's pronounced. Nobody can argue with me. Not allowed. You're not allowed to. The 4 of you here tonight, or the 3 of you with me tonight, are not allowed to argue. It's Spa-Frankenchips. DT Bubs will tell you. Just message him on Discord. He'll let you know. We are ending out with an endurance race on July 16th. So please join us for that. That's going to be a ton of fun. But definitely go see the rules on how to win the because at Spa, at the end of that race, we're going to give away those prizes. So Fife, it's just you and me right now. Everybody's watching us going, what is going on right now? Like, random viewers on Twitch are just sitting here going, what in the is this show?
Language.
Thank you, Captain America.
Our ugly mugs.
Yeah, exactly. They are. So
this stranger on Twitch. I've been up late. I know what they broadcast.
Like I said, it's Box 3 after hours, after dark. Anything else about Imola, guys? Anything else about Imola before we move on to talking about rig roast and review? Because I'm not going to lie, I have been waiting for this show, for the rig roast and review. There are 2 rigs on here that I am absolutely stoked about. I can't wait. But anything about Imola before then?
I'll say one last thing about Imola from me.
Go ahead, Davis.
Pit exit. Watch out, because obviously people are going to be bombing down that straight at max speed. Just be careful when you come out, or you're going to be in a whole world of pain.
Yeah, would agree with that. Fife, what about you?
All I could say is it's a little toasty in the practice server right now, and I think toward the end of a few practice laps I did today, my brakes were getting a little toasty as well. So I think that might come into play. We'll see.
Okay.
And then I can agree with the Lambo handles the regular curbs a little better on 1.9. I can say it is just as bad over the sausage curbs, though. I accidentally hit one and had a nice view of the sky for a split second.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. So with that, get ready on Sunday, this coming Sunday, June 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch 2 Imola races right here at Box 3 Motorsports. We're going to have them both, our Pro-Am and our Am and Pro-Am race and our Silver and Pro race, one after the other. Myself, Mr. Philip Milwee, who is just fantastic when it comes to the numbers and watching these things, will be here to cover both of those races. And I promise I won't be quite as tipsy then, although it's still technically vacation, so you kind of get what you get. You know what? I'm going to roll with it this week, man. I'm going to roll with this week. Let's jump over to rig roast and review.
Hold on, before you start that.
What's
right?
up, bud? What's up?
Me and Matt have finished the first season of iRacing, and that will start the Friday after our last race.
Okay, so hold on. Give me some more details here. You're right, because I told you I would forget about this, and I'm glad you brought it up. So iRacing is coming back to Box 3. Anybody who is an iRacing enthusiast who has iRacing should join in. So Adam, first of all, what car for this first season?
It will be the Formula 1600.
The Radical, right?
No, it's the open wheeler. The newer open wheeler.
Okay, so the Formula 1600, awesome. And where give me some of the tracks. Where are we racing this season?
So we will be at Lime Rock, Rudskogen, Okayama, Mid Ohio, Alton Park, Laguna, and VIR.
Oh.
So there is only one pay track. Everything is free.
Alton Park and Laguna?
Yeah.
Do you just want to piss people off? Is that the goal?
Hey.
Davis knows. He heard it. He's laughing.
Listen, okay. If you've ever been in, the smaller open wheels, Laguna and Laguna, I haven't been on VIR yet, but Laguna is really fun in the smaller open wheels.
It is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. And B5, you better be using your 3 free months for start of the season.
Oh.
Right.
I can't commit yet, but I will. When does it start again? When did you say?
Was it July 21st?
Oh, I got time. Okay.
Plenty of time.
You're gonna lock that down, Fife, and jump in there. I might even join this season. It is great to have iRacing come back.
We also will be working on another season. I will say the car should be the Toyota.
Oh, that GR86?
Yep, that's what we're thinking.
Go.
I'll be there for that.
Let's go. We're gonna pull Fife down for the GR86. That thing is sexy, and it's fun to drive too. I have driven a little bit, and since they released it, and that is a ton of fun to drive, I will say.
And Uh, it'll be Fridays at 7 p.m.
Eastern.
EST.
Eastern.
Yes.
Okay. Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You know what? I might have to join in. I might have to spin the rig back up and get iRacing properly set up so I can join this. But I have time till July. I can fix my computer, which is being a pain in the ass right now. So, no. So iRacing coming back to Box 3. I'm excited about this. And if I can't join, I'm thinking maybe cover, Adam. I'd like to cover the races.
All right.
Maybe. We'll see. You know, maybe a little half and half. Also, you guys, a lot of our iRacing guys have been participating in the 6 hours at the Glen. We have a few guys going to the Spa 24, things like that. Yeah, like you guys should make sure you communicate with me because I'm not always watching that channel. If we have teams that are jumping into those types of endurance races, I would love to cover those things. I really would not to cover the race itself, right? Not a general like we do with Box 3 where we or with the ACC races where we jump all over to different drivers and where are the battles, but more like I guess kind of like the Williams coverage where we focus on our drivers at those events. So definitely let me know on those types of things. I think we've got a couple teams that are participating. Yourself, Alex, a few others who might be participating in some of those events.
Yeah, me, Alex, Maddie, and Josh Butler.
Yeah, absolutely. So we would love to see those types of things, and I would love to jump in. It'll take a little work because the software type of stuff for covering those races is not the same, but I can certainly pull it together, and we'll get that going on for iRacing. But new iRacing season coming up, open wheelers. I'm down for it. And GR86, Fife, you're in, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go. We got Fife going. So new iRacing. So we got PC ACC, we got Xbox ACC, we got iRacing. What more do people want at Box 3? Right? What do you want? F1? Go find one of those cheese leagues with teenagers, right? I don't know.
New depending on how the new Forza turns out, if it should be cross-platform between PC and Xbox. It'd be fun to do like some one-off races in there.
We can jump in that. Let's go.
That could be interesting, yeah.
Assuming the game turns out well and force feedback is actually good. That's kind of their weak point, right? The force feedback has never been strong.
There's some big assumptions there.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that launches. But moving on, let's talk about rig, roast, and review for this week. We got to go through it. First up, Jan Gray, which I assume is John Gray, SimLab P1X, Asher Racing F28 V2. And I always hate when someone has these pedals because TG is going to get upset with me when he watches this. Hussingfeld sprints for pedals, SimCube Sport wheelbase, Sparko Grid Q Seed. His PC rocking a 99 with 32 gig of RAM, RTX 2080 Ti, triple LG Ultra Gear monitors, and a Drayton and several Drayton audio bass shakers. You look at those pictures, like this guy is set up pro, right? Am I wrong here? This is pro, right?
Yeah, there's very, very little you could improve on that.
Yeah, the Asher Racing wheels, good. I know, are really, really nice.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, everything on that.
Little Pink Floyd on the wall, right? Little Pink Floyd up there.
Yeah,
blinds look nice. Like this is a pretty tight setup. And you see under the description, you see the nighttime. He shared that nighttime pic. So
John Gray After Dark.
Yeah, John Gray After Dark. That's right. So we're gonna go from this, and we're gonna move on. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm not gonna lie. These next two rigs are my favorite rigs we've ever shared. And I'm not making fun either. This is not me roasting anyone. These are literally my favorite two rigs ever posted to the entire Discord. First up, B. And that's literally his name. B.
Oh my God.
Listen, and here's why I love this. This is why I love this one so much. First of all, CRT TV. Check. Okay, Gen X, we're on it. CRT. Second of all, do you see what the TV is sitting on and what the rig is attached to?
Is that a chair?
I don't know what that is. It looks like a chair.
Yeah, I think it's a chair.
It looks like a chair. And it looks scary as hell. That's what impresses me. That TV is fantastic.
That TV's
palm tree
heavy too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That chair's built well to be able to hold that.
Right. I love this rig so much because it's a CRT TV. Palm tree, shut up. That TV might be older than you. That's fine. Look at it. It's fantastic. He's got a heater next to him too. There's a heater. Do you see the heater next to the keyboard? Right? He's got to keep warm. I love this. I think the first person who's racing with a video card that's a Quadro.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else has been racing.
I don't think anyone. I have a Quadro card, but it's in my server for video. It's in a server for like video processing.
Yeah, but it's video editing.
Yeah, like I never thought to use it for a video card.
I mean, you can, but it's they don't think you have the same guts. But I suppose to drive a CRT monitor.
Exactly. No,
I don't see another chair in the picture, so like I have a feeling.
Thank you, Fife.
I have a feeling he was like, okay, I need something for the TV to sit on. This might work. He got it all set up and then was like, all right, let's sit down and play. Oh,
whoa, shit! I moved my chair.
I'd like to nickname this setup the OSHA violation.
Yeah,
yeah. I love this. Is just so funny. And the thing is, I'm not even ripping on this. It's in a good way. Excuse me. I'm not even ripping on this because I love the CRT TV. I love it.
Why? As old as you?
Because exactly. Because this is how I came up, and I'm like, this is fantastic. But.
Do you think he has to be on channel 3 in order to see the game?
Oh, I hope so. Oh God, I hope so.
Still using
I hope
RCA.
so much. God, I hope he has to be on channel 3. But here's the thing. Everybody freeze the image of the CRT TV in your head. And then what I want you to do, I want you to imagine it paired with this racing seat.
Oh God.
I want you to imagine the CRT paired with this chair and say to yourself, this would be fantastic.
I guarantee you, if we ever did like a 12-hour endurance race at Box 3, whoever sitting in that would be the most comfortable at the end of that.
They're going to win. They're going to win. Right? They're going to win.
They would not have to get whatsoever.
And I did put that in there, John Tracy, 15-year-old council fence. That's how it was described. I don't know what a council fence is, but that rig is straight up 2x4s with a 4x4 in the back. Like, yeah.
So like council housing is sort of like government provided housing in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
So he's probably just basically decided that fence is old, gonna replace it. Ooh,
okay.
I see. I suddenly got a new rig. It's just the level of creativity is staggering. So
that just used to be someone's fence, and he was just like, I can do something with this.
It either used to be his fence, or he probably took it out of a skip.
Okay.
Either way, it's brilliant.
So you're saying this is a Snatch Brad Pitt moment, right? Like the gypsies, like did he build this? Yeah. Like that's. I love it. It's fantastic.
Close enough.
This chair, I love this chair so much because
it looks so comfortable.
Well, because to Fife's point, at the end of a 12-hour, this guy's fine.
And you know that chair's heavy. Like besides the cushion, that chair probably has no flex in it.
God, yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's been taken straight out of a 1970s Cadillac.
100%. I love it. I am so here for it. It is that's fantastic. And Huff in the chat says I could see you in that bare ass ball. Like, because everybody knows I don't wear pants when I race, right? Like when I get in the rig bag, I don't wear pants. Like that's the chair I need. I don't need to sit in this thing. Look at this thing. That's a sweat magnet. This chair?
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I would be so comfortable in this chair. It would be awesome.
Just the velour will just absorb all the sweat.
let it all soak in.
What do you think of his wire management, Molson?
I think it's shit, but that's, I couldn't get off the chair.
What I would do with the wire management, right, is just flip sides, put it by the wall. You're good.
Yeah, you could do that.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I want to know where all the wires came from, though.
Xbox, TV.
That looks like a lot of wires.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of wires there for. Yeah, he's got to tighten that down a little bit. What's with the
maybe some of them came with the fence.
So Fife, I got to ask you because I think you're the only one here who would remember. If you took this and combined it with this, do you see the drill on the floor right there in front of that rig? You know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
I know. Yes, you do. You know exactly who I'm talking about. We watched this guy almost drill his nuts off one night on stream. Our buddy from a former league. I see the drill. And that's.
Oh my god!
Right there, Huff's got it. Huff's got it in the chat. Epic.
I was gonna guess epic, but I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? You don't remember this guy on live stream where he's like, he's on live stream. He's trying to build his rig. Dude literally has a board across his lap, right across his junk, and he's running a drill down through it. Yes.
Oh god.
Yes, Huff knows.
I need to go back and find that VOD. Hopefully it has the VOD saved.
Red has the picture. Red
oh
has
my
the
god!
Picture. Oh yeah, Red has the picture.
He'd be totally screwed.
Oh my god, it was so funny. Oh my, it was the best. Oh shit!
I thought you were making a reference to like an old TV show character or something that I should know.
No, and Huff's right. We need an emote of Epic running a drill straight down into his junk, man. Oh my goodness! Oh, what a fun night!
Oh yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
You need to drink a little more often.
I do need to drink a little more often. Actually, come Monday, I'm not drinking anymore, which is why I bought a bottle of single malt to finish the weekend out for vacation. My wife and I have decided we're going to stop for a while, which is probably good.
Nice.
We are.
Yeah.
We're going to shut it down for a while. So, oui, baguette, Jean Tracy, tabernacle. Thank you guys for oui. Huff says oui in the chat. So let's finish out this show tonight. Let's start with you, Davis. I know you've kind of pulled back from the season, but what are you looking for from Imola this coming week? What do you want to watch?
I want to see some good clean racing. I think I really don't want to see it a massive accident, because I know Imola, especially T1, can be a bit of a pile up. Let's have a good clean race, everyone.
100%, I agree with that. What about you, Adam? What are you looking for? Where are you going this week?
To the front.
Ooh, big. Hey, go hard or go home, right? Adam says he's going to the front in class.
Hey,
let's go. Say that again.
If you're not first, you're last.
All right there, Ricky Bobby. Stop, don't let the invisible fire burn, my friend. Fife, what do you have to say about this coming race? Are you going to challenge Anderson again? Are you going to throw down?
I really don't know. Imola it's not a bad track for me, but a lot of people that I'm similarly paced with on other tracks seem to find time there that I just can't. But first race there on 1.9, so we'll see. Otherwise, I'm just hoping that first chicane at the beginning of the race just goes well and I don't get caught up in anything there.
All right. Huff in chat saying, I want to see a 39 qual time.
Yeah, that's not happening. For me, at least.
Oh, it's definitely not happening for me.
Well, we will see. Palm Tree says, no problem. Let's go. All right. Well, we will find out come Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 25th of June. You can catch all that coverage of the Imola endurance race right here at Box 3 Motorsports. And we will be rooting for Fife and hoping that we're going to give the commentator curse to Anderson now. Just to see, just to kind of like throw it out there now. Let's commentate curse Anderson. Everybody wants to blame Phil, that poor little bastard. Phil, I took a week off during Memorial Day, and Phil was like, yeah, I got blamed for like 3 accidents. I'm like, yeah, they do that all the time. Just ignore them. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to blame Anderson now, or just give him the commentator's curse right now. Huff in the chat asked for a poll. Who's winning on Sunday? So hold on a second. Let's you know what? Let's do this the right way. Let me go up here to what in the hell is going on? Hold on. So let's go to the current standings. Let's start with AM class. Michael Zwanenberg, Chris Findlay, John Rulin, Bruce Hopkins, Josh Butler in AM class. Who's winning AM class this Sunday? I don't know. I gotta say, I'm gonna start off Bruce Hopkins. Cat's got 3 first place finishes and missed 1 race.
Well, that doesn't mean he's good at Imola.
You're right. So who's going to win AM class at Imola?
Alex.
AM class?
Yeah, Alex.
Dude, Alex hasn't placed above 7th this season.
I'm putting my faith in him. All right.
Okay. All right. Fife. What
Fair
about
enough.
you? What do you think, Fife?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. This is
AM class.
AM.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a pro AM. That's why I've not seen the same people. I'm gonna do a wild card and say John
Rulin. Okay.
John Rulin. Mm-hmm.
Gonna pull that Lamborghini.
The Lambo driver.
All right.
Yep.
Good to go. What about you, Davis? What do you think?
Who did you say has been finishing in first for the past 3 races?
Bruce Hopkins finished first round 1, 2, and 3, and then missed 1 race.
It's going to be him. If he turns up to Imola, I think my money's on him.
Okay. Good to go. Let's go to Pro-Am real quick. We got Ivan Zolotarov, Bob Charlton, Steve Music, Ed Walsh, and Adam Willie in the top 5. Who's taking first? And you can't vote for yourself, Willie.
So I want to say Ivan, purely because of his average results, but Imola's got a pretty long straight, and he's in a Porsche.
Okay.
So I think that could work against him. I don't know how slow the 992 is on the straights, but so I'm going to go with Charlton.
Okay.
Bob Charlton.
All right. What about you, Davis?
I'm gonna say Zoltarov, because the new Porsche is actually not that bad on the straights as far as I know, and I think the Porsche will make up for it in the corners.
Gotcha. All right. And Adam, what about you? What do you think in class? Where are you going here?
I'm thinking whoever's currently in P5, but no.
Oh, you can't self-vote. What if you can't vote for yourself, right? Who do you think is going to pull this off?
There's a couple good ones, right? Ivan, Charlton, and Robert Hepburn.
Okay.
But Hepburn's just been having a lot of issues with spins, being hit, whatnot. So I think he could finish in the top 3. But P1, probably going to have to go with Ivan, yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Silver class again. Fife, you cannot vote for yourself. Fife or Gray, Jace Wright, Lewis Ricard, or Terry Driscoll. Who is taking P1 at Imola, Fife?
Oh, I'm going John Gray all the way.
Okay. All right, John Gray. What about you, Davis? What do you think?
Even if I could vote for myself, I think I'd say John Gray.
I think Fife is being modest. I think he's gonna get P1. And the reason I say that is the Vantage is a bit of a tank.
Okay.
I think it's gonna struggle a little bit at Imola, and the Lamborghini is a little bit a hell of a lot sharper. I think you've got it in the bag, Fife.
All right. What about now? But let me ask you this: what about Jace Wright, also in the Lambo, right? Do you think he's going to throw a little shade at Fife?
I would say probably Fife is more likely of winning than Wright, purely based on previous results.
Okay. Adam, what about you?
See, That's where I'm going to differ. I'm not going to say Fife. No offense to Fife, but I think Jace could win it.
Okay.
I think he could.
All right. A little bit of prediction there going on now. Let's talk about Pro Class real quick. Anthony Anderson, Charlie Booth, Tobias Gable, Christoph Arts, and Dimitri Athwal in the top 5. We are commentating cursing Anthony Anderson right now just to get it off our plate and make sure it is done. So let's start with Davis. Who's going to win the Pro Class coming into Imola this coming weekend?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Tobias is going to win.
Okay, Tobias Gable at Imola. And I have to interrupt before I go to you guys. I got to say, what's up to my man DT Bubs in the chat. It is Spa Frankenchips. He will confirm that as we talk about this. Go ahead, Fife. Who do you think's taking Pro Class at Imola?
Ooh, I'm gonna say TG, and I'm just gonna go the same reason of not going with Charlie Booth just because he's in the Porsche.
Okay, very good. And
so I'm gonna say TG.
TG in the Audi, winning at Imola over Anthony Anderson. Both of you guys over Anderson.
That's because we've already commented to curse him.
Yeah, true, but
yeah, he's done for. He's taking care of that.
But that's fine. That's done. All right, hey, Adam, what about you? Who's going to win this Pro Class race?
I'm going to go out on another limb and say Tom Foose. If he shows up, Tom Foose.
Foose. You're going to pull for Foose, currently sitting in 7th. Now, with a 3rd and a 2nd place finish, he missed the last race. Look, I will never count Foose out. I will never count Foose out. The guy is very, very consistent. Tom Foose, Christoph Arts are 2 drivers we've watched for a long time, especially in our endurance races. I think these guys pair up. Great drivers, pretty consistent. So we will see. So that is all of it. And yeah, DT Bubs heard the call. It is actually pronounced Spa Frankenchips. It is the last race of the season. Maybe I can get Bubs to guest commentate with myself and Phil for the last race. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
We have to think
if you get all commentators to just like completely commit to pronouncing it that way throughout the whole race, the goal would have to be to get someone who's never watched a Box 3 stream before to think you're being dead serious.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And like try to get angry at you in the chat. That would be hysterical.
Oh, we can pull that off. Oh, don't worry about that.
Easily.
Yeah, that's easy. Spa Frankenchips. I don't even know where we figured that out. We might have been driving American Truck Simulator. I'm not even sure, Bubs, but we figured out it's Spa Frankenchips. All right, guys, do you have anything else to close us out for the night? Anything you want to share? Anything you're excited about for this weekend or anything like that?
I got a new.
I'll just. Oop.
Wait, who said what? Go ahead.
I got a new. Oh, you bitch.
I was just gonna say, for anybody watching that either plays Xbox, knows somebody does play Xbox, the mixed class league that we have going on, the GT3 class is full right now, but there's still a few more GT4 spots if anyone's looking to
there you go
hop in that.
Jump in a little mixed class, multi-class racing on Xbox. Please jump into that because these guys have a ton of fun.
And 1.9 is coming out. 1.9, the GT4 cars are a lot of fun on 1.9. A lot of fun on 1.9.
Awesome. John, the first race starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't listen to Huff. He says 3. It's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Do the math after that. I just join whenever the race is over, so it's no big deal. Adam, Davis, you guys got anything to add at the end of this tonight?
No, not a thing. I am seriously considering racing on Sunday now.
Perfect.
I've got a bug again. I've worked with the powers that be, so you might see me on track.
We'll get Davis in there. If we, I would love to see you back on track, man. That is it, folks, for tonight for Box 3 Recovery Drive. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. A lot of fun. A lot of tipsy fun for myself. I don't know about B-Fight for anybody else, but it is vacation season, so let's go. It's summertime. Other than that, don't forget, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are back for racing at Imola this coming Sunday, and we will move on from there. Hungaroring coming up in 2 weeks, and then we end the season at Spa Frankenchips. It's the best. We are going to have so much fun for these next 3 races, and we will be back next Thursday for Recovery Drive after this race. Actually, another week off. We might skip a week just to keep up the tradition of skipping the week when we skip our week of racing. So we will see. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And Molson, DT Bubs asked Molson, when are we trucking? Dude, let's get on it. But it's summertime. I'm sitting outside a lot. You got to hit me up direct, dude. Grab me up. We'll go trucking. ATS, let's go. We're going to drive the whole Western United States in big rigs with 18 gear shifters, and it's going to be crazy. Fife will join us because when he's done with iRacing. And don't forget that iRacing is coming up. I would expect everyone to join us. I'm hoping to join in that as well. So with that, guys, have yourselves a great night, a great weekend, and we will be here on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern for Racing at Imola. Thank you so much. Have a great night.